Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the 1985 season in Season Ticket Baseball. We are in the middle of the pennant race here, and we are set to continue that tonight. It is September 26th, 1985, and we've got an American League East matchup between the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Red Sox come into this game with the record of 77 and 75. They are over 500, but they are very much on the outside looking in on the playoff race, and pending a miracle, actually, now that I look at it, it looks like the Red Sox can no longer catch the Blue Jays, so that means the Toronto Blue Jays have officially clinched a playoff berth. Technically, they could still catch the Detroit Tigers, but with a loss by the Red Sox tonight and a Tigers win, which they won't have their first shot at that until the 27th in fast score, the Tigers could clinch a playoff berth tonight. Actually, no, the Tigers couldn't clinch a playoff berth yet. Actually, no, the Blue Jays haven't clinched yet, I don't think, because the Orioles theoretically can still catch them. So the Blue Jays haven't clinched yet. But for tonight's game, the Red Sox historically won this by a score of 4-1. So that's nothing good for Toronto's chances on this one. But we will see what Season Ticket has to say about that. I'm just finishing getting Digital Diamond all set up. As for the run-through on the rest of all of baseball, the standings, in the AL West, both the California Angels and the Kansas City Royals have clinched playoff berths. The Angels at a record of 86 and 65. The Royals are at 85 and 68. In the NL East, the Cardinals have wrapped up the division at a record of 97 and 55. The New York Mets have clinched a playoff berth at 86 and 66. And the Expos are at a record of 79 and 73. They can clinch a playoff berth if the Phillies end up facing Doomsday tonight, which is very likely because the Phillies only need to lose one more game, and then they can't make the playoffs because they can't finish above 500. In the NL West, it's basically a two-team race for the division between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Houston Astros. The Dodgers and the Astros have both clinched playoff berths with the records of 99 and 56 for the Dodgers and 91 and 61 for the Astros. The Reds are eligible for the playoffs at a record of 82 and 70. The Padres are at 76 and 76. Mathematically still alive, but they need a lot to go right for them to make the playoffs. As for the East, the Yankees have locked up the number one seed in the American League at a record of 152. The Blue Jays are coming in at 89 and 63. The Tigers are at a record of 87 and 66. The Orioles a game and a half behind the Tigers at 84 and 66. Red Sox, as I mentioned, are at 77 and 75. And the records for the Tigers and the Orioles could be relevant to later blocks in the season, but we'll talk more about that when we get into the seventh inning stretch. So we are expecting a sellout here at Exhibition Stadium. So let's say we get down to the field and see what we've got going on here. Starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays tonight is Doyle Alexander. 17 wins, 10 losses, a 3.45 ERA, 260 and 2/3 innings pitched, 142 strikeouts, 67 walks, and 28 home runs in 85. As the rest of the Blue Jays get loose behind Alexander, we will take our first look at the Red Sox starting lineup. Leading off tonight, we have got Steve Lyons in center field. Wade Boggs is at third base. Bill Buckner's at first base. Dwight Evans is the designated hitter. Mike Easler is in left field. Dave Stapleton is at second base. Mike Greenwell is in right field. Jackie Gutierrez is at shortstop, and Mark Sullivan is catching. That's the lineup Alexander will have to keep in check for the Blue Jays tonight, as Toronto looks to strengthen their playoff positioning. Leading off tonight for the Red Sox, we've got Steve Lyons, 264 average, 5 home runs, 30 RBIs in 85. We are using blue, white, and red dice tonight. Blue Jays are the home team. Blue Jays trying to strengthen their playoff positioning. Red Sox trying to play spoiler and stay alive. Which team will achieve their aim tonight? I'm just seeing if I can make the lights a little bit brighter, and apparently I can't. Only the dice know, and as Alexander gets the sign from Witt, fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud, hoping the Blue Jays can get another win here to strengthen their playoff positioning. And now we find out what story the dice want to tell. And in order to find out, we have to go to the first pitch. So, Alexander and Toronto, take it away. They will take it away with a 321. And Lyons is going to swing through the high heat for strike 3, out number 1. And we are underway here at Exhibition Stadium. Wade Boggs is now the batter for the Red Sox. 368 average, 8 home runs, 78 RBIs in 85. Alexander looking into Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 175, and a 175 is going to be a wild pitch. Ball 1, we will do it again. This time it's a 598. That sounds like trouble. That's into right field. Barfield waiting for that one, and that's going to drop in front of Barfield for a base hit. Boggs will go to first with a 1-out single. And Boggs is on with 1 out in the inning. Blue Jays go to double play depth. Here's Bill Buckner. 299 average, 16 home runs, 110 RBIs in 85. Boggs, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Buckner, not a great bunter. He will swing away. Alexander will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That is a 479 against a righty. A 479 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that for the Blue Jays is going to be Mosby. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Dwight Evans is now the batter. 263 average, 29 home runs, 78 RBIs in 85. Alexander looking to Witt for the sign once again. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 625. And a 625 is going to get popped up on the infield. Getting under that at second base for the Blue Jays is Garcia. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Red Sox. Score is now Boston 0, Toronto coming to bat. Red Sox are trying to keep a very hard road to the postseason alive. The Blue Jays are not going to make that easy for them. Starting pitcher for the Boston Red Sox tonight is Jeff Sellers. 2-0 with a 3.63 ERA. 22 and a third innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 7 walks, 1 home run in 85. As the rest of the Red Sox yet lose behind Sellers, we will take our first look at Toronto's starting lineup. Leading off, we've got Damaso Garcia at second base. Lloyd Mosby is in center field. Rance Mulliniks is at third base. Al Oliver is the designated hitter. Ernie Witt is catching. Jesse Barfield is in right field. Rick Leach is at first base. Lou Thornton is in left field. And Tony Fernandez is at shortstop. That is the lineup Sellers will have to keep in check for the Red Sox tonight. As once again, we've got Toronto looking to strengthen their playoff positioning. If the playoffs started today, Toronto would be the 3 seed. They would be starting the American League Division Series in California, probably in Anaheim, playing the Angels. Leading off for the Blue Jays, we've got Damaso Garcia, the second baseman. 282 average, 8 home runs, 65 RBIs in 85. As usual, I will see you guys at the top of the second. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 665. That'll turn into a 675, and that's going to be a base hit for Garcia into center field. He could try to stretch that into a double with the Lions with an arm of a 2. Garcia's going to try it. He's got to beat a 12 over to second base. And Garcia will get in there standing up. He will lead the game off with a double. Stadium cheers. Yay! As Garcia gets to second easily with the leadoff double. Lloyd Moseby now steps into the batter's box. 259 average, 18 home runs, 70 RBIs in 85. Garcia, potentially a steal threat, but he will hold for the time being. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 396. And a 396 is going to give Toronto the lead, as that's going to get out of here with a boom! That ball is pretty high, that ball is pretty deep, and that ball is pretty much gone. Home run, Lloyd Moseby. And the Blue Jays take a 2-0 lead on that home run by Moseby. Stadium cheers. Yay! Rance Mulliniks is now the batter. 295 average, 10 home runs, 57 RBIs in 85. Exhibition Stadium and the Blue Jays bench, very happy with what they saw there. Sellers has got to shake that off, though. He will get the sign from Sullivan, and he will pitch. That is a 587. That'll be into center field, where Lions will wait for that one, and a 587. Mulliniks is going to get into one. That'll get to the wall behind Lions, and Mulliniks will come into second hard charging with another double. He'll slide in there, but he'll be safe for the double into center field. And the Blue Jays offense did not come to play tonight. Here's Al Oliver. 251 average, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs in 85. Oliver is going to swing away. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan, and he will pitch. That is a 363. And a 363 is going to be a ground ball over to first. Grabbing that is going to be Buckner. He will take that to the bag himself for 1 out. Mulliniks will move over to third. So 1 out in the inning for the Red Sox, and the infield's got to play in with Mulliniks at third. Ernie Witt is now the batter. 245 average, 19 home runs, 64 RBIs in 85. 2-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the first. Toronto, very much threatening. They definitely want more here. They want all the runs they can find in a 3-way race in the American League East. Because board runs are the second tiebreaker. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan, and he will pitch. That is a 287 against a lefty. 287 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Greenwell will get under that for the Red Sox. He will make the catch, and that will be 2 outs in the inning. Not deep enough to bring Mulliniks home. Jesse Barfield is now the batter. 289 average, 27 home runs, 84 RBIs in 85. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 165. And a 165 is going to be a wild pitch, and that'll bring Mulliniks home. Mulliniks will score on the wild pitch. 3-0 Blue Jays. Stadium cheers. Yay! Sellers shaking his head on the mound. Ball 1, he will do it again. This time it's a 589. That's into center field, where Lyons is waiting for that one. And that's going to drop in front of Lyons for a base hit. And the Red Sox can't catch a break here. The way they're going, this is going to be a long night for Boston. Rick Leach now steps into the batter's box. 200 average, no homers, 1 RBI in 85. Sellers looking in at Sullivan for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That will be a 5-10, and that'll be grounded right back to Sellers. He will take his time, move that over to Buckner at first, and that will finally retire the side. 3 runs on 4 hits and a wild pitch. A 2-run bomb by Lloyd Moseby Score is already 3-0 Toronto after 1. Blue Jays are looking for all the wins and the runs they can find, especially if both come on the board. Top of the second already will bring the middle of the Red Sox order to the plate. Mike Easler stepping into the batter's box as Alexander finishes up his warm-up tosses. 262 average, 16 home runs, 74 RBI, and 85. Alexander will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. With a 480 against a righty, that'll be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that for Toronto is going to be Mosby. He will track that down without any trouble, make the catch, and that'll be 1 out in the inning. Dave Stapleton, now the batter for Boston. 227 average, no home runs, 2 RBIs in 85. Alexander looks to Witt for the sign, and he will pitch. With a 607. And a 607 is going to be a swing and a miss as Stapleton is out in front of a changeup pretty badly. That'll be strike 3, and that will be out number 2. Mike Greenwell is now the batter. 323 average, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs in 85. Alexander looking at Witt for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is another 480. And against a righty, this time the Red Sox are going to get on the board with a boom! High, deep, gone! Home run, Mike Greenwell. That was a pretty good pitch by Alexander. Greenwell just went and got it. And the score is now 3-1 in favor of the Red Sox. Or favor of the Blue Jays, I should say. Stadium groans. Ugh. Jackie Gutierrez, now the batter with 2 outs. 218 average, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs, and 85. Alexander looking into Witt for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 241 against a righty, a 241. Gutierrez is going to come through, and that's going to be a base hit to extend the inning. All of this happening with 2 outs. Mark Sullivan, now the batter. 174 average, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 85. Gutierrez, not a threat to do much. He will hold. Alexander will look to Witt for the sign, and he will pitch. That is a 290 what? 299 against a righty. Uh-oh. Sullivan thinks he's got into one. That is deep to left field. Sullivan with a power of a 6. Do the Red Sox tie the game with 1 swing of the bat? Yes, they do, as that's going to get out of here with a boom! That ball is hit high! That ball is hit deep to left field. Thornton going back for that one for the Blue Jays. He's back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run, Mark Sullivan, tie game. We are tied at 3 here at Exhibition Stadium. Stadium groans. Ugh. Steve Lyons is now the batter. Lyons struck out his first time up. Alexander has got to shake that one off. This looks like it's going to be a long night for both pitchers. Alexander will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. On a 232 against a lefty, 232 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Garcia will get to that one. He will throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. But what an inning for the Red Sox. 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 of them home runs, a solo shot by Mike Greenwell, and a 2-run shot by Mark Sullivan. And just like that, we are tied at 3 heading into the bottom of the second. Buckle up, folks. This looks like it's going to be a wild game and a long night for both pitching staffs. Bottom of the second brings the bottom of the Blue Jays order up. Here's Lou Thornton. 236 average, 1 home run, 8 RBIs in 85. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 170, and a 170 is going to be a bloop single, and Thornton's on with the leadoff hit. And you're still wanting me to fat finger this. Okay. Infield will go to double play depth for the Blue Jays, or not for the Blue Jays, for the Red Sox, as the batter is now Tony Fernandez. 289 average, 2 home runs, 51 RBIs in 85. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 349. And a 349 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Getting to that one is going to be Stapleton ranging to his left. He will throw that to Sullivan. To Gutierrez. That'll get Thornton. Gutierrez will then try to make the throw over to Buckner at first. That won't be in time. That'll be 1 out in the inning. They'll take the force at second. Just updating things on my score sheet. The infield will stay at double play depth, and here's Garcia. Garcia hit a double his first time up. Fernandez, not much of a threat to steal. He will hold. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 135, and a 135 is going to pop Garcia up on the infield. Getting under that at third base is going to be Boggs. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Mosby is now the batter. Mosby opened the scoring with the 2-run home run for the Blue Jays. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 305, and that's going to be a swing and a miss as Mosby misses on a slider for strike 3. That will retire the side. After the leadoff single, the Blue Jays go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. Thanks to an explosive inning by the Red Sox, a 2-home run inning, we are tied at 3 after 2. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little Monday Night Baseball here on the channel, as we are getting down to the nitty-gritty of 1985. Top of the third brings the top of the Red Sox order back to the plate. Here's Boggs. Boggs is 1 for 1 with a single tonight. Tied at 3, top of the third. Alexander gets the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 364, and a 364 is going to be a ground ball over to first. Picking that one up is going to be Leach. He will wave off Alexander coming over, and that'll be 1 out in the inning. And I just realized I need to grab a ticker tracker. I will take care of that while Digital Diamond catches up. Actually, let me see if I don't have a ticker tracker already. Maybe it's under Fast Score somewhere. Nope, there are my strategy sheets. Ratings. Okay, I do need a ticker tracker, so hold on just a second while I sort that out. This is block 42. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. And there we go. Okay. So where did we get to? Oh, yes. Boggs grounded out to first, 1 out in the inning. Buckner is now the batter. Buckner is 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time up. Alexander looks to Witt for the sign, and he will pitch. With a 415, and against a righty, a 415 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Garcia ranging to his right. He will throw that over to first, 2 outs in the inning. Evans, now the batter. Evans is 0 for 1 tonight. Alexander gets the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That is a 544. Garcia once again, and that'll be grounded right to him. This time it'll come to him on the shortstop side of the bag, but he'll get to that. He will throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox here in the top of the third. Still not at 3 as we get set for the bottom of the third. Red Sox are mostly interested in playing spoiler in this one. Blue Jays are trying to make up ground, are trying to actually make up and hold ground in the AL East. Bottom of the third brings us to Mullenix, leading off as Sellers finishes up his warm-up tosses. Mullenix has a double, and he scored on a wild pitch. Sellers gets the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 3-10, and Mullenix gets frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That is out number 1. Mullenix says, hey, that was on the outside corner. That was out of bounds. The umpire says, no, you're out of bounds. You're also out. Go sit. Oliver, now the batter. Oliver's 0 for 1. Sellers gets the sign from Sullivan. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 2-10, and against a lefty, that'll turn into a 2-10 is going to be a called strike 3 on Oliver, as Sellers manages to paint the outside corner with a curveball for strike 3. That is out number 2, and that is the third strikeout by Sellers tonight. Two outs, and the batter now is Witt. Witt is 0 for 1. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan once again. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 472 against a righty. A 472 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that for the Red Sox is Lyons. He will watch the ball into his glove, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the third. We are still knotted at 3 after 3. Top of the fourth, we'll bring the middle of the Red Sox order back up. Here's Easler. Easler's 0 for 1 tonight. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 424 against a righty. A 424 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Garcia takes that on the hop. He will throw that over to first. 1 out in the inning. Garcia making 4 of the last 5 putouts. He's getting his wind sprints in tonight. Stapleton, now the batter. Stapleton is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Alexander looking to Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 152, and a 152 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Barfield will track that down, coming in for that one slightly. He will slow down, make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Two down in the top of the fourth. Greenwell, now the batter. Greenwell started the Red Sox scoring with a solo bomb. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 184, and a 184 is going to be a bloop single for Greenwell. Hold on, I'm going to do something a little different here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Just making it so I can read my score sheets a little bit more easily. There we go. And what did we say? Actually, a 480. Hold on. I read that wrong. That should be a 481. Coming off of Greenwell's card against a righty, a 481. That's actually going to give the Red Sox the lead, now that I remember to read the dice correctly, as that's going to get out of here with a boom! High, deep, gone. Greenwell does it again with another home run, and the Red Sox take the lead. 4-3. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here's Gutierrez. Gutierrez hit a single. Alexander has got to shake that one off. He will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That is a 544. And Garcia is going to get to that one. He will pick that up on a hop, throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, a solo bomb by Mike Greenwell, and the Red Sox take a 4-3 lead as we head into the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th brings the second half of the Blue Jays order up. Here's Barfield. Barfield tonight is 1 for 1. 4-3 Red Sox, bottom of the 4th. Barfield leading off. Sellers gets the sign from Sullivan, and he will pitch. With a 344 and a 344, Barfield's going to get frozen by a curveball on the inside corner for strike 3. That is out number 1. 4th strikeout of the night by Sellers. And here's Leach. Leach tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. Sellers gets the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 530. That'll be over to Buckner, and Buckner will take that one easily as it's hit right to him. He will wave off Sellers coming over to the bag, step on the bag himself, and that is 2 outs in the inning. Hit hard enough to Buckner, he'll take that over himself for the second out of the inning. And here's Thornton. Thornton has a single tonight. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Red Sox with a 4-3 lead. Sellers gets the sign from Sullivan, and he will pitch. On a 134, and a 134 is going to pop him up on the infield. Getting under that at third base is going to be Boggs. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 4th. Red Sox now have a 4-3 lead after 4. Red Sox are trying to play spoiler. Blue Jays need this game in the playoff race. Top of the 5th coming up. Actually, I have not been updating my line score. 0-0-1-0. Okay. And I've got to adjust my scoreboard. Top of the 5th brings us to the bottom of the Red Sox order. Here's Sullivan. Sullivan hit a 2-run blast back in the 2nd. Alexander looking into Witt for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 370. And a 370 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Mullenix will track that down. He will make the throw across the diamond for the first out of the inning. Still got a little bit of crap in my throat. Here's Lyons. Lyons is 0 for 2. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 566. That could be trouble as it's over to shortstop. Fernandez the shortstop, and Fernandez is actually going to track that one down. He will make the throw over to first for out number 2. Excuse me. 2 outs, and Boggs now the batter. Boggs is 1 for 2 tonight. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 376. And a 376. Boggs will extend the inning with a base hit. And here comes Buckner. Buckner tonight is 0 for 2. 2 outs in the inning. Boggs edges off of first. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 445 against a righty, a 445, Buckner's going to come through, and that's going to be a base hit into center field. Boggs will be content at second on the 2-out single. Red Sox are threatening, hoping to get more runs here. Batter now is Evans. Evans is 0 for 2. Alexander looking in at Witt for the sign. Fans at Exhibition Stadium are loud, hoping for a big-time pitch. Alexander will set, and he will pitch. That is a 301. And that's going to be a swing and a miss by Evans as he goes chasing the high heat, and that will retire the side. 2 hits with 2 outs, but the Red Sox aren't able to do anything with it. Still 4-3 Boston as we get set for the bottom of the 5th. Stadium size. Phew. A very scary situation if you're a Blue Jays fan. Bottom of the 5th will bring us to the bottom of the Blue Jays order. Here's Fernandez. Fernandez is 0 for 1 tonight. 4-3 Red Sox, bottom of the 5th. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 417 against a righty. A 417 is going to be grounded over to second. Grabbing that is going to be Stapleton. He will make the throw over to first. 1 out in the inning. Garcia, now the batter. Garcia is 1 for 2 with a double. Sellers looking to Sullivan for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 607, that'll turn into a 617. And Garcia is going to swing and miss on the slider for strike 3, out number 2. Two outs, and Mosby now the batter. Mosby's 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. Blue Jays trying to get something going in this inning. Sellers not giving them anything. Sellers will get the sign from Sullivan, and he will pitch. That is going to be a 321. And Mosby is going to swing through a curveball for strike 3. That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 5th. The Red Sox holding on to a 4-3 lead after 5. Top of the 6th brings us back to the middle of the Red Sox order. Here's Easler. Easler tonight is 0 for 2. We're actually going to get some activity in the Red Sox bullpen as Sellers is nearing his fatigue point. Coming into pitch for the Red Sox, or starting to get loose for the Red Sox. Somebody who pitches lefties well. They're going to get... Let's see who the Red Sox are looking at for the rotation. The Red Sox are going to get Mike Trujillo warming up. That's who the Red Sox are going to go to at this point. Alexander will continue to pitch as well, but we are going to get some activity in the Blue Jays bullpen as well, as the Blue Jays probably want to start eating up some innings here. So getting loose for Toronto is going to be a lot of lefties there. The Blue Jays are going to get... Actually, let me make sure he's not starting soon before I get him loosening up. Nope. Okay. The Blue Jays are going to get Dennis Lamp warming up in the bullpen. 4-3 Red Sox, top of the 6th. Good thing I checked that. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 2-12 against a lefty at 2-12 is going to be a leadoff walk for Easler. He will trot to first. The infield will go to double play depth, and here's Stapleton. Stapleton tonight is 0 for 2. And looking at our situation, I think the Red Sox are going to go for a hit and run here. They're going to try to get past this double play situation. Let me make sure I've got my hit and run strategies available right there. Okay, I do. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. Hit and run is on for the Red Sox. Alexander will set, and he will pitch. That is a 375. And a 375 is going to be popped up on the infield. Getting under that at first base about a mile high in foul territory. That will be Leach. He will make the play. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Let's see if P3 foul is a thing I can call for. Nope. I was just trying things in Digital Diamond. Figured I'd see if I can add in the foul detail myself, but obviously I can't. 1 out in the inning, and the batter now is Greenwell. Greenwell has got 2 solo shots, including the one in the 4th that gave the Red Sox the lead. He's going to grip it and rip it here. There's not going to be any cute hit and run here. Alexander will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That is going to be a 570. That's into left field, where Thornton's waiting for that one, and that's going to be a fly ball right at him. Maybe tracking it down a little bit, but Thornton will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. As Alexander is trying to work around a leadoff walk. Here's Gutierrez. Gutierrez is 1 for 2 tonight. Alexander looking into Witt for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 535 over to first base, where that is Leach waiting for that one, and that's going to get past him into right field. That'll be a base hit for Gutierrez. Easler will be content at second on the 2-out single. Fans at Exhibition Stadium coming alive in support of their Blue Jays, hoping Alexander can make a big-time pitch, and here's Sullivan. Sullivan is 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. Alexander will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 614, and a 614 is going to freeze Sullivan with a changeup for strike 3. That will retire the side. A walk and a single, but the Red Sox aren't able to do anything with it. They are still holding on to a 4-3 lead heading into the bottom of the 6th. Stadium size. Phew! Sellers is going to come out of the game. The Red Sox are going to go to the bullpen because even though they're very much on the outside looking in the playoff picture, they want the win here. Coming in to pitch for the Red Sox is going to be Mike Trujillo. 4-4 with a 4.82 ERA, 84 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts, 23 walks, and 7 home runs in 85. He will be coming in against the heart of the Blue Jays order, though. Here's Mullinix. Mullinix is 1 for 2 with a double. 4-3 Red Sox, bottom of the 6th. Trujillo looking in after finishing up his warm-up tosses. He will get the sign from Sullivan. Trujillo will set, and he will pitch. That is a 464 against a righty. A 464. Mullinix is going to get into one. That'll be into right field. That's going to be a double. He could try to stretch that to third. Evans with a 5-arm, though. Evans is the DH, actually. Never mind. Greenwell with a 2-arm. He will hold. The Blue Jays do not want to waste having the leadoff runner in scoring position by trying to send him to third. They're like, yeah, no thanks. No funny business needed here. Especially not with Oliver due up next. Oliver today is 0 for 2. Trujillo comes in, immediately serves up a double for Mullinix. Trujillo will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 662. That'll turn into a 672, and that's going to be a bloop single. That'll just barely get out of the infield. Mullinix will make third, and just like that, they've got runners at the corner. The Blue Jays have runners at the corners with nobody out. The infield has got to play in with the tying run 90 feet away and Witt at the plate. Witt is 0 for 2. Sullivan will go out and talk to Trujillo on the mound. Try to get him to settle down here. Exhibition Stadium fans are loud, hoping the Blue Jays can at least tie this game. Trujillo will get the sign from Sullivan. Mullinix is... Excuse me. Mullinix is not going on contact just yet. Trujillo will get the sign from Sullivan, and he will pitch. That is a 140. And a 140 is going to pop him up on the infield. Getting under that at third base is going to be Boggs. He will make the catch. That is out number 1. Everybody holds. One out, and Barfield is now the batter. Barfield tonight is 1 for 2. Mullinix now I think has to go on contact. He will get the sign. Trujillo will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 630. That'll turn into a 640. And that's going to be a base hit past first. The Blue Jays are going to tie this game. Mullinix will score. I believe we should end up with Oliver at second, Barfield at first, but we will end up with this game tied at 4. Stadium cheers. Yay! Yep. The infield back to double play depth, and Leach now the batter. Leach tonight is 0 for 2. Not a great bunter at all. I think he's going to swing away. Is he going to swing away? Or are they going to try to lay down the bunt here? No, I think Leach is going to swing away here. Trujillo will get the sign from Sullivan. Exhibition Stadium is loud. Blue Jays fans hoping Leach can get this done. Trujillo will set, and he will pitch. That is a 415, and against a righty of 415 is going to be a ground ball over to first. Grabbing that is Buckner. He will flip that over to Gutierrez at short. That'll get Barfield. Gutierrez will try to fire it right back to Buckner. That won't be in time. That'll be a G... Let's see, 415. That'll be a G36. 2 outs in the inning, but once again, we will end up with runners at the corners. And the batter now is Thornton. Thornton is 1 for 2. Trujillo will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 656, that'll turn into a 666, and that'll be a ground ball right back to Trujillo. He will take his time, throw that over to Buckner at first, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 1, 2, 3 hits. The Blue Jays managed to tie this game at 4 after 6. As Philip Anderson is first to join us here at Exhibition Stadium. Philip, if you want to start looking ahead at the next block of games, our next block game is going to be September 30th. And I'll give you a hint as to what I'm looking at. There's only one game on September 30th that even remotely interests me. Well, maybe 2, but I'm definitely leaning heavier toward one of those 2. Let's see what you think about that. Top of the 7th, and our first order of business for the Blue Jays is Alexander is going to come out of the game. Neither team wants to have any funny business. The Blue Jays are going to go to the bullpen. Coming in to pitch for the Blue Jays is going to be Dennis Lamp, 11-0 with a 3.32 ERA, 105 2/3 innings pitched, 68 strikeouts, 27 walks, and 7 home runs in 85. Leading off for the Red Sox will be Lyons. Lyons tonight is 0 for 3. Lamp will look to Witt for the sign. He will set, here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 486 against a righty. 486 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Mosby will track that down with no problem, coming in for that one slightly. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Boggs is now the batter. Boggs is 2 for 3 with 2 singles tonight. Lamp looking into Witt for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 423 against a righty. A 423 is going to be a walk for Boggs as he'll work a 1-out walk out of the at-bat. He'll watch as Lamp loses control of a curveball for ball 4. Infield will go to double play depth. Batter now is Buckner. Buckner today is 1 for 3. Lamp looking in at Witt for the sign. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 331, and a 331 is going to be a base hit on the infield for Buckner. Everybody will move up a base. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud, hoping the Blue Jays can get out of this jam. Here's Evans. Evans is 0 for 3. Boggs at second, Buckner at first. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He's got to be careful with Evans. Lamp will set, and he will pitch. That is a 320, and a 320 is going to be a called strike 3 on Evans as a slider gets the outside corner for strike 3. That is out number 2. Easler, now the batter. Easler tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. 2 outs in the inning. Exhibition Stadium fans are still loud. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. Boggs at second, Buckner at first. Lamp will set, and he will pitch. That is a 673. That sounds like trouble. And a 673 is going to be a bloop single, and the Red Sox are going to take the lead right back. Remember, with 2 base advance, or with 2 outs, Two-base advancement. Boggs will score. Buckner to third. Easler to second. 5-4 Red Sox. Stadium groans. Ugh. And the batter now is Stapleton. Stapleton tonight is 0 for 3. Lamp will look in at Witt for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 180. And a 180 is going to be another bloop single. And the carousel turns for the Red Sox once again. What a terrible inning for the Blue Jays. Buckner will score. Easler to third. Stapleton to first. 6-4 Red Sox. And here is Greenwell in a very dangerous situation. Greenwell is 2 for 3. He's already got 2 bombs tonight. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. Exhibition Stadium, hoping the Blue Jays can get out of this inning with no further damage. Lamp will set, and he will pitch. Let's see, we will roll that again. That is a 103. That'll turn into a 303. And Greenwell swings through a curveball for strike 3. That will finally retire the side. But what an inning for the Red Sox. 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk. Score is now 6-4 in favor of the Red Sox. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Feel free to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. But as usual, I won't torture you guys with my rendition of it. I will, however, take a small break. Don't forget, we still have Fast Score after tonight's game. Our next game will be Thursday night on the block. Actually, we're going to talk a little bit about the next couple of blocks coming up. Our next game is going to be Thursday night, and I see Philip has figured out what game was catching my eye, and unless something absolutely bonkers and batty and completely batcrap crazy happens during Fast Score, we will be heading over, I believe it's Kauffman Stadium. Let me double check. It's Royals Stadium, actually, in Kansas City, Missouri, as we will be having a matchup between the top 2 AL West teams, as the California Angels will be playing the Kansas City Royals. John Candelaria will be on the mound for the Angels, and Brett Saberhagen will be on the hill for the Royals. As for the block after that, that will be October 4th. That could be the final block of the season, but let's chat about that a little bit. So I'm looking at October 4th, and there are only 2 games that are catching my eye. Both are in the American League East, but I'm going to make that block contingent on what happens in the next 2 blocks of Fast Score. So both tonight's block and the coming block. If we start getting separation in that race in the American League East, then we're just going to Fast Score through this block, through block 45, which would be the last block of the season, and the playoffs will start on Friday. If they're still bunched, if Toronto, Detroit, and Baltimore are still bunched up very tight, then we're going to stop and play a feature game in that block. And as of now, I'm thinking that would be the Tigers and the Orioles, most likely. Philip, if you want to start looking at that as well for October 4th, the 2 games I'm eyeing, and you can tell me if you disagree with this, are Detroit at Baltimore and the Yankees at Toronto. And you can probably guess based on the standings which one I'm less interested in, especially once you hear that the Yankees have locked up the number 1 seed. Bottom of the 7th coming up, though, as we come back to tonight's game, will bring us to the bottom of the Blue Jays order. Trujillo will continue to pitch. As the batter now, actually, will he continue to pitch? Yes, he will. That was the 6th. Fernandez is the leadoff batter. Fernandez tonight is 0 for 2. Trujillo will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 545. That's over to second base, where Stapleton's waiting for that one. Stapleton, here we go. 545 is going to be grounded right at him. He will take it on a hop, throw that over to first. and that'll be out number 1. Garcia, now the batter. Garcia 1 for 3 with a double. Trujillo will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 354, and a 354 is going to be grounded over to second. Grabbing that one up at second is going to be Stapleton. He will throw that over to first, and that is out number 2. Mosby is now the batter. Mosby tonight is 1 for 3 with a 2-run bomb. 6-4 Red Sox, bottom of the 7th. Trujillo gets the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 200 even, and a 200 even against the lefty is going to turn into a 400 even, and Mosby is going to trot to... And OBS being stupid tonight again. I see it's up to its normal tricks tonight. Batter now is Mullenix. Mullenix is 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, and he scored 2 runs tonight. Trujillo gets the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 116, and a 116 is going to be grounded right back to Trujillo. Actually, no, that'll be grounded over to first. Buckner will grab that. He'll throw that over to Trujillo, coming over to cover the bag, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except for the walk for the Blue Jays. Score is now 6-4 Red Sox after 7. Stopping in and checking with chat. Let's see. Tigers and the Orioles. Yankees with 100 wins, and you've got Cleveland with 105 losses. Let me look here. I have the Yankees at 100 wins, but I have Cleveland at 103 losses. I may have my records a little bit screwed up. Something is a little bit wacky with me keeping track of everything by hand. Next baseball replay, I may use Digital Diamond as my built-in ticker. But either way, the Indians have long since faced doomsday. They are very much out of the playoff picture. And the Red Sox are playing spoiler tonight. But again, as a reminder, I will be making that next block contingent, that block 45, that game with Detroit and Baltimore, contingent on the race in the AL East. If there's separation, I'm not going to stop. If they're still bunched together, I will stop for that block. Hopefully that makes sense. Top of the 8th coming up, and Lamp is going to continue to pitch for the Blue Jays. Here's Gutierrez. Gutierrez tonight is 2 for 3. Lamp, and OBS is still being dumb, with a 365. And that's going to be popped up on the infield to first base. Leach will get under that one in foul territory. He will make that catch, and that will be out number 1. Here's Sullivan. Sullivan is 1 for 3, but that one was a 2-run bomb. Lamp gets the sign from Witt. Red Sox holding a 6-4 lead here in the top of the 8th. Lamp will set, and he will pitch. With a 482 against a righty, a 482 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that for the Blue Jays is Mosby. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Here's Lyons. Lyons tonight is 0 for 4. Lamp will get the sign from Witt once again. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 630. And a 630 is going to be popped up on the infield once again. Fernandez will call everybody off for that one. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox here in the top of the 8th. As we get set for the bottom of the 8th, Red Sox holding on to a 6-4 lead. as DJ John 4444 now joins us here at Exhibition Stadium. And you might be in time for some high drama because the Red Sox are holding on to a set, and he will pitch. That is a 592. That'll be into right field. We're going after that is going to be Greenwell, and a 592. He's going to get that one, maybe having a little bit of trouble with it, but he'll have to come in for that one. He will make the catch, out number 1. And I forgot to adjust that. Witt is now the batter. Witt tonight is 0 for 3. We're going to get some activity in the Red Sox bullpen, as Boston doesn't want any funny business here. They need to preserve their hard road to the postseason. Steve Crawford, the closer, is going to start getting loose for the Red Sox. Trujillo will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 235, and against the lefty, a 235 is going to be grounded over to Buckner at first. He will throw that over to Trujillo, coming over to cover. 2 outs in the inning. Barfield, now the batter. Barfield tonight should be 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Trujillo gets the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 229, actually. Against a righty, a 229 is going to be grounded over to third. Grabbing that for the Red Sox is going to be Boggs. He will throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox holding on to a 6-4 lead after 8. Top of the 9th coming up, and we're going to get some more activity in the Blue Jays bullpen. Starting to get loose for Toronto is going to be Tom Henke getting loose for the Blue Jays, just in case Lamp runs into any trouble. Leading off the top of the 9th for the Red Sox is Boggs. Boggs tonight is 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a walk. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 686. Oh boy. 686. That's going to be a base hit for Boggs, and that'll be the first point of pitcher fatigue against Lamp. Infield will go to double play depth. I'll get the pitcher fatigue for Lamp. And here's Buckner. Buckner tonight is 2 for 4. Henke needs a little bit more time to get ready. Lamp will pitch to Buckner. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 657. That'll turn into a 667, and that'll be grounded right back to Lamp. He will throw that over to Leach at first. That'll be 1 out in the inning. Boggs will move over to second. Stay in the business card holder. Here's Evans. Evans tonight is 0 for 2. Lamp trying to get the Blue Jays as deep into this 9th inning as he can. He will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That is a 645. That'll turn into a 655, and that'll be a ground ball over to short. Grabbing that is going to be Fernandez. He will throw that over to second, or over to... Hold on, that'll go over to first, actually. That'll be out number 2, as Boggs will go to third on the play. Easler, now the batter. Easler tonight is 1 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. Lamp will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That is a 305. And a 305. Easler is going to swing through a slider for strike 3. That will retire the side. After a leadoff single, working its way over to third. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox here in the top of the 9th. But now we have the age-old question of, will we see some 9th inning magic? Trujillo is going to come out of the game. The Red Sox are going to go to the bullpen. And coming in to pitch for the Red Sox, once Digital Diamond catches up with me, is going to be Steve Crawford, 6-5 with 12 saves, 3.76 ERA, 91 innings pitched, 58 strikeouts, 28 walks, 5 home runs in 85. He will be charged with the bottom of the Blue Jays order. As, do we have another first baseman if this game goes any further? We do. Leach is going to come out of the game, coming in and taking over at first base just in case, and batting 7th. Let's see if I can get this to work here. Coming in and taking over at first base, if this game goes any further, is going to be Willie Upshaw. Let me see if I can set this up so he takes over at first base as well. Probably not yet. I might be able to, though. Let me see if I can get Digital Diamond. Set that up for me here. Bench. Well, that is the plan here, though. Upshaw is going to take over at first if this game goes any further. 275 average, 15 home runs, 65 RBIs in 85. Crawford will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 170, and a 170 is going to be a wild pitch. Ball 1, we will do it again. 5, what is that, 69. That'll be shortstop. That'll be Gutierrez, and Gutierrez is going to boot that one. Upshaw will be safe at first, and the tying run is now coming to the plate. The infield will go to double play depth as Thornton now the batter. Thornton tonight is 1 for 3. Tempted to try to steal with Upshaw, but they will hold him at first base. Crawford will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 694. Oh boy. 704. Thornton thinks he's into one. That is deep to center field. Thornton with the power of a 4. Blue Jays fans are on their feet. Does Thornton tie this game with one swing of the bat? That ball never had a chance, as that's going to get out of here with a boom! That ball is hit high! That ball is hit deep to center field. Lions going back for that one. He is back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is gone! Home run, Lou Thornton, tie game. Just like that, we are knotted at 6. Stadium cheers. Yay! And the save is blown for Crawford. Wow. What a huge at-bat for the Blue Jays. Here's Fernandez. Fernandez tonight is 0 for 3. We are tied at 6 in the bottom of the 9th. 9th inning magic strikes again. Crawford will look to Sullivan for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 144, and a 144 is going to be a 344. That'll be a ground ball over to second. Grabbing that one is going to be Stapleton. He will make the play over to first. That is out number 1. Remember what I said way back in the first about this being a long night for the pitching staffs? Well, here we are. Here's Garcia. Garcia led the game off with a double. Crawford will get the sign from Sullivan. He will set. Here's the kick, and here's the pitch. That is a 577. That's going into left field where Easler's waiting for that one. And that's going to drop behind Easler, get all the way to the wall, and Garcia is going to be safe at second once again with a double. Hold on. Oh, yeah. 2B7. And the winning run is now 180 feet away. The batter now is... Mosby, and boy, does this situation look familiar. Mosby is 1 for 3 with the walk, but guess what that one hit was and how it came. 2-run bomb with Garcia at second. Blue Jays have pretty much a golden opportunity here to win this game tonight, and this is a win they badly need. And yes, it's a tie game with the winning run at second. Sullivan will go out and talk to Crawford on the mound. He will come back to the plate. Crawford will get the sign from Sullivan. Exhibition Stadium fans are on their feet, hoping Mosby can strike again. Crawford will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. 460. 460 against a righty. 460 is going to be a base hit into center field. Is Garcia going to come home and try to win this game? Center fielder is Lyons with a speed of 2. They are waving Garcia around the plate. They're waving Garcia around. Here he comes with a speed of a 4 against Lyons' arm of a 2. If Garcia beats a 12, this game is over. Here comes the throw from Lyons. It's hard in. He hits the cutoff man. Here comes the relay. And Garcia's going to slide in well under the tag. He is safe. That's your game. The Toronto Blue Jays walk it off in dramatic fashion with a final, as they win this one by a final score of 7-6. Stadium cheers. Yay! In a game that the Blue Jays absolutely had to have. As the Blue Jays win it with 2 runs on 2 on... Actually, the Blue Jays win it with 2 runs on 3 hits. A solo bomb by Thornton. And the Blue Jays take this one by a final score of 7-6 in dramatic fashion. Final line score coming up. And yes, the Blue Jays were trying to make a repeat for earlier. Garcia came to the plate, and the Blue Jays win this one in walk-off fashion. For the Blue Jays, 7 runs on 11 hits and no errors. For the Red Sox, 6 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. Winning pitcher for this one is going to be Dennis Lamp. He will get the win. Steve Crawford will take a very tough loss in a game that you can argue that the Blue Jays had to the Blue Jays probably needed this one more than the Red Sox did. But yes, this was a very dramatic comeback, and I would say that this is going to be another early nominee for Game of the Year. But of course, we are not done yet in this block, as we've got Fast Score coming up tonight. So as usual, I will do my cleanup, and then we'll get to Fast Score. While we get set for Fast Score, I will sum up what I was talking about earlier in terms of what could be going on with the blocks. So our next block is going to be September 30th, which is block 44. Barring anything crazy in fast score, which we're about to see, that'll be a meeting between the California Angels and the Kansas City Royals. As for the next block after that, block 45, the game that's catching my eye there is the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles, which, unless anything really crazy happens in fast score, will all but decide which team is going to host Kansas City in the wild card game, since it's very much looking like the third place team in the AL East is going to host the wild card game. But I'm going to make that last block contingent on whether or not we get any kind of separation in the American League East race, in that third place race. If we've got separation in the race and it's clear which team's going to the playoffs, then on Thursday's game, we're going to fast score all the way through the rest of the season after the feature game, and then the playoffs will start on Friday with what I'm expecting to be the first National League wildcard game. If it's still a little bit tight in that race, then we will have our normal block on Friday, and then the playoffs will still start with the first National League wildcard game on Saturday. Because the thing is, I don't want to put a crappy game on the board for you guys that's not really going to have much of an impact on the season. If we end up with essentially mostly crap for the board, then I'd rather fast score through it and jump right to the good stuff in the playoffs. Because we're going to have plenty of high drama in the 1985 playoffs, especially with what's looking like it's going to be 2 wildcard games in the National League and a very tense American League wildcard game, especially if it's Detroit against Kansas City. Because if you guys were around for 1991, you will remember that the Kansas City Royals actually eliminated the Detroit Tigers from the American League playoffs in my 1991 replay. So that's what's going on with these last 2 blocks. That, of course, is for Thursday. For tonight, we still have to see how the rest of the majors fared, and in order to see that, we're going to ask our friends at Fast Score Baseball for a look at the rest of the majors. So the Toronto Blue Jays make use of 9th inning magic to get 3 runs to win this in very dramatic fashion, 7-6 over the Red Sox. But now let's take a look around the rest of the majors and see how everything went. September 26th, we are looking at the Orioles and the Brewers. Orioles, 1661, that is 8. Brewers, 1314, that is 2, and that will be a win for the Orioles. White Sox and the Athletics. White Sox are holding on to very slim playoff hopes in the AL West. White Sox, 1333, that is 4. Athletics, 1440. Royals and the Mariners. Royals, 1133, that is 4. Mariners, 461, that is 5, and that is a win for Seattle. Twins and the Rangers. Twins, 651, that is 4. Rangers, 844, that is also 4. They will go to extras. Twins roll a 5 plus 2 is 7. Rangers roll a 6 plus 0 is 6. That'll be a win for the Twins in extras. Mets and the Cubs. Mets, 2061, that is 9. Cubs, negative 221, that is 1. And the Mets beat up on the Cubs. Dumb again. Braves, 633, that is 3. Reds, 1136, that is 4. And that game belongs to the Reds. Phillies and the Cardinals. Phillies 0-15 is 0. Cardinals 945, that is 5, and that's a win for the Redbirds. September 27th, Angels and the Indians. Angels 1364, that is 9. Indians 865, that is 8, and the Angels will win a shootout. Red Sox and the Tigers. As ID Jester now joins us for Fast Score. Red Sox 1226, that is 3. You missed quite the game tonight, Jester, I will say that. Tigers 854, that is 5, and that is a win for the Tigers. Blue Jays and the Brewers. Blue Jays 1146, that is 5. Brewers 211 is 0, and that is some terrible beer if the Bluebirds didn't even flinch against the beer makers. Royals and the Twins. Royals, actually they're both 11s. Royals roll a 34, that is 4. Twins roll a 22, that is 3. And the Royals pick up that win, keeping pace with California. And I forgot to give the Twins their win. Did I give the Rangers their loss? No. White Sox and the Athletics. White Sox 1551, that is 6. Athletics 1044, that is 5. That's a win for the White Sox. Holding on to their fading playoff hopes. Rangers and the Mariners are both 13s. Rangers roll a 32, that is 4. Mariners roll a 62, that is 8. And the Mariners double up on the Rangers. Padres and the Braves. Padres 1144, that is 5. Braves 635, that is 3, and that's a win for the Padres. Phillies and the Cubs. Phillies 963, that is 7. Cubs 865, that is 8, and the Baby Bears will take that win. Astros and the Reds. Astros 1035, that is 4. Reds 854, that is 5. That game belongs to the Reds. Giants and the Dodgers. Giants -115 is 0. Dodgers 1131, that is 3, and that is a win for the Dodgers. Mets and the Pirates. Mets 1335, that is 4. Pirates 553, that is 5, and the Pirates get to hang the Jolly Roger. September 28th, Angels and the Indians. Angels 1221, that is 2. Indians 714, that is 1, and that is a win for the Angels. Red Sox and the Tigers are both 10s. Red Sox roll a 34, that is 4. Tigers roll a 45, that is 5, and that's a win for the Tigers. Blue Jays and the Brewers. Blue Jays 1336, that is 5. Brewers 613, that is 1. And the Bluebirds get another one over on the beer makers. Royals and the Twins. Royals, 945, that is 5. Twins, 833, that is 3. And that's another win for the Royals. Orioles and the Yankees. Never a good time to go up against the Yankees, but especially now when you're fighting for your playoff lives. That won't help. Orioles, 913, that is 1. Yankees, 1065, that is 9. And the Yankees put a hurting on the Orioles. White Sox and the Athletics. White Sox, 845, that is 5. Athletics, 1144, that is also 5. They will go to extras. White Sox roll a 1, plus 1 is 0. Athletics roll a 2, plus 2 is 0. And that'll be a win for the Athletics in extras. That won't help Chicago's flagging playoff chances. Rangers and the Mariners. Rangers, 314 is 1. Mariners, 714, that is also 1. They will go to extras. Rangers roll a 3, plus 0. Mariners roll a 5, plus 2 is 7. That'll be a win for Seattle in extras. Padres and the Braves. Padres, 1014, that is 1. Braves, 563, that is 6. And that'll be a win for the Braves. Phillies and the Cubs. Phillies, 712 is 0. Cubs, 1132, that is 4. And that's a win for the Cubs. Astros and the Reds. Astros, 834, that is 3. Reds, 723, that is 2. And that's a win for the Astros. Giants and the Dodgers. Giants, 213, that is 0. Dodgers, 945, that is 5. And that's a win for the Dodgers. Cardinals and the Expos have a doubleheader. Game 1. Cardinals, 922, that is 2. Expos, 655, that is 5. And Montreal will take Game 1. Game 2, they're both 7s. Cardinals roll a 26, that is 3. Expos roll a 64, that is 7. And the Expos will take both games in that twin bill. The Expos? I guess the Expos only played a couple of times. All right, Mets and the Pirates. Mets, 1634, that is 5. Pirates, 552, that is 4. The Mets get that win. Last day of the block, September 29th. Angels and the Indians. Angels, 1966, that is 12. Indians, 1212, that is 1. And California, not messing around in that one. Red Sox and the Tigers. Red Sox, 1923, that is 4. Tigers, 526, that is 2. And that is a win for the Red Sox. We're probably playing for pride at this point. Blue Jays and the Brewers. Blue Jays, 1412, that is 1. Brewers, 851, that is 5. And that's a win for the Brewers. Royals and the Twins. Royals 1365, that is 9. Twins 941, that is 4. And that's a win for the Royals. Orioles and the Yankees have a doubleheader. Almost cruel and unusual punishment for Baltimore's playoff chances. Game 1. Orioles 1132, that is 4. Yankees 1662, that is 8. And the Yankees take Game 1. Game 2. Orioles 965, that is 8. Yankees 2746, that is also 8. A shootout goes to extras. Orioles roll a 1, minus 2 is -1. Yankees roll a 4, minus 2 is 2. That'll be a win for the Yankees, and they will take both games in that twin bill. White Sox and the Athletics. White Sox 2064, that is 10. Athletics 922, that is 2. And that'll be a win for the White Sox. Rangers and the Mariners. Rangers 1051, that is 5. Mariners 014, that is 0. And that's a win for the Rangers. Padres and the Braves. Padres 865, that is 8. Braves 945, that is 5. And that's a win for the Padres. Phillies and the Cubs. Phillies 1033, that is 4. Cubs 1454, that is 7. And that's a win for the Cubs. Astros and the Reds. Astros 1165, that is 9. Reds 1061, that is 7. And the Astros win a shootout. Giants and the Dodgers. Giants -262, that is 4. Dodgers 855, that is 6. And the Dodgers pull that win over the Giants. Cardinals and the Expos. Cardinals 1226, that is 3. Expos 322, that is 1. And the Redbirds will get that win. Last game of the block, Mets and the Pirates. Mets 1255, that is 7. Pirates 254, that is 4. And the Mets will get that win. And then let me go ahead and update my standings in my ticker spreadsheet, and we'll see if we stick to the plan for block. This will be for block 44 on Thursday. And Jester, I'll bring you up to speed on what's going on for the next couple of blocks once I get done with this. Or if Philip could be so kind to explain that while I'm going through this. Okay, DJ John will take an explanation as well. So here's what's going on. I just finished updating my ticker standings. So Thursday's game we're going to have for sure, and I put fast score over here. So Thursday, we're going to be at Royals Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, for an American League West matchup between the California Angels and the Kansas City Royals. John Candelario will be starting for the Angels, and Brett Saberhagen will be starting for the Royals. As for the next block, which is where this is starting to become relevant, block 45 is going to be October 4th. I've been penciling in one of two games from the American League East. And right now, the Red Sox, actually the Orioles, can still catch okay, so we might have to stop for that, but we'll see what's going on. So here's what's going on. October 4th is the block I'm looking at. That would be block 45. Yep. That's basically what it boils down to, Philip. So we'll have block 44 for sure. And then block 45 is going to depend on how the race for third place in the AL East is shaking out. If it looks like there's some separation, then I will. If it looks like the teams are starting to come apart and getting some separation. So currently coming out of tonight's block, the Tigers are currently in third place right now. They are 3 games up on the Orioles with six to play for the Tigers and 8 to play for the Orioles. I may have to do a little bit of standing adjustment on that. But basically what's going to happen is if it's close between Toronto, Detroit, and Baltimore, I'm not including Boston in that anymore. If it's close between Detroit, Toronto, and Boston, then I will stop and play block 45. Otherwise, if it's not close on Thursday, and I'm going to stop at my normal point to update ticker standings, if it's not close at that point, if there's starting to be separation, then we're going to ticker our way through the rest of the season, and then we're going to start the playoffs on Friday. But if we stop and play another block game on Friday, then the playoffs will start on Saturday with the National League wildcard game. Let's just make sure that makes sense to everybody on what's going on there. So, on Thursday for sure, we will be stopping at Royals Stadium for September 30th, 1985, for our American League West matchup between the Angels and the Royals. That series will probably decide who wins. That series is probably going to decide who wins the American League West and makes the playoffs. And I should probably check here. Actually, the White Sox have hit doomsday at this point, so they are officially out of the playoff race. Phillies are also out. And the Padres are not too long for this world, I don't think, at least in terms of the playoff race. So the Montreal Expos are officially in the playoffs as well. Can the Padres catch the Reds? The Padres can still catch the Reds, so they're not out of it yet. The Red Sox, actually the Orioles. I think we established that the Orioles can still catch the Blue Jays, so nothing's been decided in the AL East yet. So DJ John, I need to take English lessons, but DJ John's clear on what's going on. Hopefully Jester is as well. So we'll go ahead and wrap up tonight's game, or tonight's block on the channel. So again, Thursday night will be block 44 between the Angels and the Royals. Before that, though, on Wednesday, we will be playing game number 3 on my War Room list as we play the Hunters by Consim Press and GMT Games. As of now, I'm planning on no Small Tuesday stream this week. I could very much use a rest from streaming. On Saturday, Mystical Munchies will finish out of the recipes from the World of Tolkien cookbook with the dessert, Bilbo's 11th birthday cake. And next week on Sunday, I fully expect to be continuing the playoffs in this 1985 replay. We'll be having a wildcard game. Whether it's the AL wildcard game or the second NL wildcard game will depend on what happens on Thursday. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. The Toronto Blue Jays snatch victory from the jaws of defeat via ninth-inning magic as they defeat the Boston Red Sox by a final score of 7-6. Once again, Take care.